because...
Wait, okay. Say that again.
Oh, yeah. Is his head big enough yet?
You see? Just say it again. Shit, part of this is my fault.
Oh, yeah, no. Part of this is your fault because I watched your content early on, so it accelerated growth.
Gotcha.
I knew where to start because you weren't afraid to share information.
Okay, so blocks get made out here with the 3 Hurricane Thor.
Yeah.
They
just roll straight in. All the
Whoa.
stuff are
Coroplast.
Coroplast.
That is such a great idea. You could literally move everything out and spray it off.
Close this door so it says cool in here.
That's okay.
What's that?
Just AC.
Oh, that's a standalone AC?
That's it.
Okay.
That's all I need.
I was gonna say it's nice and cool in here.
Yeah, it's only 72. I'm about to drop it down so the block's cool.
And you just use a 2x2?
Yes.
Okay.
Ryan built that, and I haven't upgraded it since.
If you haven't needed to, then yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna eventually get those floating units. The goal is to have that whole wall of stainless steel tables with 2 of the 2x4s.
Yeah. Okay.
So then you have 2 people knocking and 2 people shaking. So one person's knocking here, seal, slide it to that person. This person's knocking here, slide it to that person.
Okay.
So then you end up filling up carts, and eventually I want the whole thing to be on carts. The trough is the only thing left that's adding a touch.
Yeah.
So
that's basically what we're down to now ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah. Once
and
that's
it cuts
gone,
your labor.
Once that's gone.
Well, I'll take it back because we've gone back to our old grow room, so now we have to unshelve right into the old grow room. So, but if you're gonna be able to roll your carts right into the grow room,
yeah, you'll see the whole. So at the house, and you guys know this all too well, especially growing in a basement. You have to lift carts over door jams, or go down a ramp, or there's always
stairs was the big problem.
Kick a Lego out of the way.
Yeah.
You know, there's always something, and all this little 1-inch lifts just wreck my back.
Yeah.
And my back is finally healthy again because we're in here working. Everything's smooth, level. I use a lot of saloon doors, so you can just with the cart. So yeah, everything is nice, short, flat, quick. All the doors are sized for carts to use the top shelf, so there's no more, I have to go into a residential door, so let me either A, not use the top shelf, or B, take them down, put them back on. You know, there's none of that crap.
Okay. Heck yeah, I like this. I like the setup.
I originally wanted chloroplast for all the grow rooms, but budget, I just went with Panafilm.
Yeah, Panafilm's so cheap.
I could always take it down easy later.
Yep. I think we're about to... Chloroplast is what I was thinking about for the ceiling of our old grow room.
Stuff's cheap, man.
Well, we bought...
It's $10 a sheet.
Yeah. I mean, but to finally get some insulation, because right now ours is just clear plastic all the way through. Because we built it just as a, we landed, 2 weeks later the shutdowns for COVID, so we just built that grow room going, if we need to tear it down, we don't want to have cost anything. But then we built all the rest of the facility nice and insulated around it, so that we got this one grow room that's just a leaky sieve, you know, right where the air conditioners are, so.
We've been built all of the Thors, there's just sawdust. There's a layer of sawdust on everything.
We got raccoons and stuff in the warehouse occasionally, and they walk on it, and you got little raccoon footprints and just dead moths that have fallen attracted to the lights. So
it looks horrible.
It does. The chloroplast would hide all that. And be easy to clean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be way easier.
I haven't even wiped it down yet from construction.
Well, and this will be easy to wipe down. And that's a lot of people don't think about how much you have to clean your labs.
Yeah.
Speaking of, that's your humidity system?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, the blocks will come out of here. Or you could just bump.
Nice. So saloon doors. So you called it?
Yeah. Yeah, just it goes both ways there.
Oh, you got like a half-inch of insulation?
Yep. I don't have the carts that I'm going to use in the future. The farm was designed for 24 by 60s.
Okay.
Because then they could hold 80 or 90 depending how much I cram. It'll just be 80.
Yeah.
But each quadrant represents a week, right? So week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. And he put a little like alcove for any weirdos like that take longer, right?
Oh yeah.
Should I decide to grow them. But because I'm still using carts from the house, I have to use more of them.
Right.
But eventually it'll all be 24 by 60s. There's the black pearl cart I was telling you about.
How long have you guys been in this facility growing?
About a month.
About a month? Okay. Oh, these black pearls?
It's supposed to be, but it's a mess.
Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about.
And I don't have a bag of it.
Honestly, man, I thought these were, from a distance, I thought they were chestnuts.
Yeah, that's how ugly they are. And all their other spawn works out great. Everything you see here is main cap spawn, including that black pearl. So.
These are chestnuts. Or are these lion's mane? That's lion's mane.
Lion's mane, yeah.
Okay.
Do they send it refrigerated?
They're
Usually in boxes.
yeah, it's boxes with ice packs in it. You could do, I think they do same day, once a month.
What's BW?
Southwest. That one's blue.
BLU.
I had someone else knocking, one of Serge's friends.
Gotcha.
So they use different. I usually just put B.
Yeah, that's what we do too.
We usually just grow blue and lion's mane, but since we have more space now, we've been able to toy around with other stuff finally.
Yeah.
But you know that stuff doesn't sell as well. So
The other stuff?
yeah, it sells, but I've never had chefs go, yeah, let me get 40 pounds a week of chestnut. It's just not a thing for me.
We're doing our first ever grow the Fat Man Pioppino, where we're trying to do a commercial amount of it.
Yeah.
And so the thing is, it grows so slow. So we're just pumping out spawn of it, and then we're trying to do this massive build up to it. And then I just want to do one grow room just full of that Fat Man Pioppino.
Yeah.
Because I really think that I can grow that. I want to test grow and see if I can sell that.
That's the hard part, is you got to keep ramping up, and you're in that weird waiting phase of like seeing the rewards from
especially the slower growing stuff. Like that's one of the reasons why I like Hericium, man. It's just, you know.
Yeah, oyster. Yeah, quick turnaround.
Oh, you got tape.
See, these are Black Pearl Kings. So yeah, that must have had a hole in it. These are Black Pearl Kings. All of those.
Oh, those look good.
So far.
Yeah.
Those are regular Kings. And those were done.
Man, it's nice and cool in here.
Yeah, that's a 4
So
ton.
the 29th.
And there's a 5 ton in there.
And today's the 2nd? It's the 2nd, I think. Because yesterday was April Fool's.
2nd.
Yeah. Okay.
So good leap off. And it's
Hell yeah, man.
Doing pretty good.
For BBK and King, that's pretty quick.
I gotta get Kings do grow on pine fantastically.
Kingsville?
Yep.
Oh, that's right. We need to talk about that before I go too. I want to get some video of your pine pellets.
Yep.
Yeah, everything you're growing is on pine.
Everything.
Have you had any weird flavors or anything on
no
your lion's
complaints
mane?
with flavors.
Okay.
Less juice.
Really?
Yep. The pellets, the pine pellets, at least from Tractor Supply where I'm getting them, they actually seem to absorb better than any hardwood pellet I've gotten.
Interesting.
It's a drier. Maybe they just come drier.
Do you know how much you pay per bag for those?
Right. It's like $6.20.
$6.20. So that's on par with hardwood fuel pellets, but you got all year availability.
Yeah, right. And here in Tampa or Brooksville now, it's impossible to get that in bulk.
Well, that pine bedding ought to be available everywhere across the states. Yeah. Whereas the hardwood fuel pellets,
everywhere.
Yeah. I was gonna say I know people in California out west have a hard time. They have to get fir, but if people could get pine, I think pine would be a good option.
I got a free pallet of Blaine's combo pellet.
I'm not familiar with it.
It's just a combo pellet, so it's Master's Mix, just ready to go in the
50-50?
50-50.
Yeah.
So on Thor, you dump it on both sides of the hopper. And that performed very well. That was the best quality pellet I've ever had. The yield was fine. But again, the price, I got that one for free.
Yeah.
Paying for that is like, with shipping, is like $1,400.
Per pallet?
Less if you buy
multiple,
truck,
yeah.
But I don't have space.
Yeah,
to
well,
hold the truck.
I don't even need my
I'd have to
warehouse.
slap down another building.
Yeah.
So the yield was great. It was super clean. colonization. It performed great. I don't see why I would ever do that over pine.
Right.
It was the same. Pine might even yield better.
I noticed pine ran faster for me when I ran it.
It ran, dude. The first time I did it was because I couldn't get hardwood for a cycle, and I was like, "Oh God, what am I gonna do?"
Might as well try this.
You know, I'm searching everything, and I see some people had success with pine at some point. So I was like, "All right, well, I don't know why they're not still growing on pine. I guess I'm about to find out." And I just sent it, and I was like, "Whoa, why am I going back ever?"
Dude, I grew on straw. I grew on pine. Pine for Hericium for me was probably the best thing I ever grew on.
Yeah.
Straw, Hericium did not like straw.
What's that?
The hardwood fuel pellets, everything liked just fine. I don't really have, I had one strain that kind of tasted a little off to me on pine, but that was one grow, and I don't even know if it was...
Yeah, that one
exactly,
grow, or if it was all the time.
Or if it, like, it wasn't even every mushroom in that grow, I don't think. It may have just been that block, or like...
Sure.
I said it tasted bleachy, and I halfway wonder if one of my employees had sprayed bleach on it, you know? But the rest of it was really good on pine. Straw struggled a little bit with some stuff, but everything on pine I had grew faster. It grew in faster, it grew in... I think I said slightly... I had bumped up yields on the Hericium. The only reason why I don't grow it now is because I get... through my Tractor Supply, where I buy in bulk, I get was it a 40-pound bag of hardwood fuel pellets for about $253.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
cheapest I've ever gotten hardwood was $430 or so. Like a ton was like $240.
They typically sell it at like $6.99, I think, a bag where I'm at right now. But I go in, I buy all their busted bags. Like, they basically stack off all their busted bags on pallets for me and then charge me, next to nothing for it. So.
Some of them store them outside though.
Yeah.
And I don't know that until I show up to that particular Tractor Supply. Maybe I drove 2 hours to get there.
Well, see, that's what happened to me one time. They tried to sell me. They're like, we'll give you a bunch of pallets for free. And when I got there, I found out why. They were all swollen from the rain and moisture. Yeah. I told them I couldn't take it. So, for one thing, the moisture content was off. Number two, there's probably mold and stuff all in it. So.
You're starting with trike, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. How much can we reduce the trike now?
Yeah. So the carts will come out of here.
Yep.
Right in here.
Ow! I got caught.
And this is your preconditioning hallway.
Yeah, this is your great hall.
Yep. You got 3 rooms. One room is 1.5 times what I was growing in.
Dang, you're about to pump out
so
some
the
stuff.
tent and the garage is smaller than one room if you put them together. And I have 3 of them.
Nice.
I'm only using one right now.
Yeah.
You got a 5-ton unit there. It's enough for now. We will see in the summer, but the goal is to eventually have another 5-ton at the other end of the hallway. Intake fan, which I never used before.
Yeah, I've never used intakes.
Yeah, I'm doing it now because the idea is to get this cold air from the hallway into the room. Big mistake we made is the ceiling on this preconditioning hallway is not as tall as the ceiling in the grow room. This is a mistake because I wanted that to pump into a polytubing sock along the center of the room, so now we have to do a funky bend to get it down the middle.
And every time you do a bend, you lose pressure.
Right. It still works though. The original goal was to have this fan on a temp controller, so it only shuts off and turns on as needed, and have a CO2 controller on the exhaust. CO2 controller from CO2meter.com broke within 3 days.
Did it?
Yeah. So
have you tried one of the Inkbird ones?
I have not. I might.
I'm about to get a couple to do a giveaway. No, you're good. You can go and leave it.
I said it's good footage.
Oh yeah. Sorry. This is your pressure missing system.
Yeah.
So that's your funky bend.
The exhaust is built in the wall. And that is pretty fine. I can barely feel it. The digits doesn't have where it hits the what? Yeah, right here. And you could alter it some to make it even finer or turn on less. When you keep most of the water in surrounded where the bucket is. Yeah, where that drip. Yeah, it just kind of spreads out. And it's why it dry stretching. And got there, so there. Yeah. Yeah, I see it. Even in between the shelves. Yep. It's dry out there. This is the first time I've been in a really non-drippy space, but I can feel this one a little bit. Yep. What's this right here? Is that your sensor? That's the Pola. So the Pola is a wet bulb, dry bulb system. One sensor has a wick attached to it that's kissing water so it knows what 100% is. The other sensor air and how the heart system when to turn on and on. Okay. I currently have the exhaust running 24/7 because the CO2 detector broke. Yeah. It was supposed to last like 2 years according to other farmers, but mine lasted 2 days. I've heard the new ones from Equart are really good. I'm about to give mine a try. Or give one a try from Equart. Okay, well, there's more high-tech versions of controllers and stuff. There's even digital interface ones. Yeah, there's some lines made that me and women won't tonight.
What strain is this?
This one is the HECNS from Lincoln. I alternate between Lion's Pride.
Is that the one they got from Mycopia?
Maybe, not sure. But they labeled it as if it were theirs, so I'm not sure.
Oh, I mean, it might be. I don't.
Yeah. Every room has a warranty gray. I had the guy with the slab installed that. I've never been a fan of floor drains. I'll be honest. I'll be interested to see how yours work out for you. But honestly, I'll say that is with that dripping, the fact that your floors are so dry, tell me that they at least leveled it correctly. And that's something I've come across a lot is where people won't, they don't get it leveled, like the angle down. And the mist, you'll see what the system out there when I show you the gauges and stuff. Yeah. I haven't played with it a whole lot.
But you can find
just a little bit. If I sat there and really played with it, I bet you I could get these floors majority dry. Right now, it's still majority wet.
Right. I mean, it's super clean in here, though. And you can just smell the air is fresh. Normally, when I'm in my grow room, which part of that's probably the density packing right now, but like my grow room right now
that plays a big role.
Yeah.
Only half of this thing
is grown in earth packed. Yeah.
It's not fruiting.
That's enough. Okay, that's a good point.
When it's fruiting,
if I was in here yesterday,
it feels different when when there's oysters and stuff. And
I got just a little bit of a shot of your fridge before we left because he was packing up some mushrooms. I was like, I just took one picture. I wish I had taken a little bit of footage now because you had a whole gas station cooler full. Is there?
Yeah, still half of it's still full.
Oh dang! I thought he was.
There was probably like 200 pounds in there.
I thought he was emptying it today.
No, we do 2 delivery days. Thursday's the one where a lot of stuff disappears, and I thought I was safe, and then I go, oh shit. Yeah. And then I come in here with Serge, please sing.
Yeah, sing, sing, Serge. That's sad. Should have got some footage of him singing the mushrooms.
Last week, man. Last week when you guys were originally come, I was like licking my lips. I was like, oh, they're coming.
Oh, dang.
We got like 300 pounds. It was this just every single. I sent pictures in the Discord. Every single. I made an Instagram post with the Lion King theme and all that stuff.
Did you?
That's awesome.
Yeah. Picture this, just nothing but identical lions. It was like I nailed it.
I love it.
It doesn't always turn out like that, as you know.
No, and what's funny is that this Saturday, the reason why we got to head out, tomorrow, is because we've got Dr. Oman coming to visit our shop on Saturday, and the sucky thing is, man, we had the biggest flush. The whole room was full of Hericium and experimentals and stuff, and then he's gonna show up and it's all gonna be picked.
Yeah.
It's all gonna be gone. It's just gonna be an empty room.
It happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
The news will show up or something, and
Yeah.
I got nothing to show you.
And I'm like, dang it! I really wanted to show you this stuff.
One time, Mushrooms in Largo, when they were around, the twin girls, they completely bailed me out. Like, I had no, like, lion's mane. I sold it all. And the news was freaking coming to talk about the coffee. So, like, I was like, oh,
I need some.
mega bail. I just need the tiniest piece. I drove over there just for, like, 4 ounces of lion's mane. But
Just something I can
they
peel
saved
apart.
my butt. Saved my butt.
It's good to have other farmers around that can help you with that kind of stuff.
I wish they were all like that. And,
And not everybody
originally,
is.
it was just May and myself, and now there's probably 8 farms.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just completely blew up. Hitting the news was like the worst thing. Doing YouTube and all that stuff was the worst thing I could have did.
No, man, you're selling as much as you can grow so far, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say you shouldn't say that to the YouTuber. That's now I see I'm wrecking your business.
No. Because
Wait. Okay. Say that again.
Oh, yeah. Is it head big enough yet?
You see, just say it again. Shit, part of this is my fault.
Oh yeah, no. Part of this is your fault because I watched your content early on, so it accelerated growth.
Gotcha.
I knew where to start because you weren't afraid to share information. We dump the blocks, we hose them down, and we pick up more blocks like we're about to do, and wheel them into the lab. It's just a big circle. It's just.
And we're about to unload the steamer.
Yeah.
Cool.
I gotta clean the carts, mop the lab real quick because the guys make a mess. And
That's what they do.
Yep.
I like your
Ryan
doors.
came up with this.
Yeah, I like these. I will say one thing that we started doing instead of staples was that we did we started using the really short. Oh, it looks like you're already doing them. The roofing nails.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a staple, like pneumatic staple gun that is just so quick.
To make it fast.
And
Yeah.
we had it with the insulation. All this is insulated.
As long as none of this stuff like is pulling, which it doesn't look like it's going to, then the staple should be fine. The biggest problem I've had is where when we open the grow room doors and the plastic flexes. Like it's like a every single room of our rooms flexes. Yeah, just like that.
It's because that's pulling on.
Right. Yeah, when you get 2 more of those going, man, the air pressure is gonna feel different in here.
One issue we had is condensation in the ceiling. This AC, that's why we're attempting this insulation board to see if that fixes it.
Gotcha.
And that's also why there's slits in the ceiling.
I see.
Like
yeah.
there. We would pull that water was forming in there. And we got to throw
Okay.
out some insulation and stuff.
And what's above it's just this 2x4 frame.
Yep, matte insulation and there's no insulation back here like that, but there's foam. We spray foamed just all around the building, just not the entire building.
Yeah.
Only like the grow room area. There's no insulation in there. Just
Gotcha. Yeah.
yep.
Okay.
And we have the water run for the future
All the way down.
polos
Yeah.
and stuff.
Can we see the other room? Is it just?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
It's just not, like this room.
okay. So this is dry.
Just needs misters.
Yeah.
It just needs misters, and then we're good to go here.
Do me a favor. Go to that corner, if you will. And if I stand in this corner, this will give us a. Yeah, man, this is freaking huge. I don't feel like I really got the feeling of the size in the other room. And this one's identical to that one?
They're all similar, within like
Yeah.
a foot of each other.
Dang. It looks so much bigger when there's nothing in it.
Yeah, we're using those 24 by 60 carts, but nothing's stopping us from going higher.
Right.
If we ever needed to. I just don't want to overload it.
Well, that and then, we tried that for a little bit, but what we found was it was, like, we don't ever use our top shelf anymore. It's better to just go wider if you can. Oh,
Yeah, and this room's even less ready. I had gotten like 10 of these for $300.
Oh, yeah.
With the intention.
The palletized shelving.
Yeah, of either fruiting on them, steaming on them, or just holding pallets of materials. We actually use them for scaffolding.
Yep. Yeah, we did that in our shop too, and then now they're all on Ben's side where he took over the fulfillment contract for Mushroom Media. So now they just have Man of Wars doing all the packaging of their barbecue pellets and their hardwood pellets and all that stuff. So now they just have stacks of these with boxes and odds and ends and stuff. You go over there, it's like a maze now. Dude, I'm liking this place. I think it's well designed.
Yeah, Biggie did pretty good.
Yeah. I'm about to get some of this video to Ben Dooling too, because where he's about to build out his space, you know. He finally got land.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I was telling you about earlier. When you play with the settings of what's going on. This is the water pressure. That's the air pressure. For me, so far, having this at 80 and this at like, when it turns on, it comes down a little bit. It's like 22, 23.
Yeah.
The settings they recommend end up giving you very large water droplets, and I found that you need more pressure and less water than they say.
Gotcha, to get the finer.
What I did was start this at 0 and slowly go up, and as low as like 5 or 6, you start getting a nice mist. So I could probably make it even drier in there.
I was going to say,
changing the settings here.
This is the first pressure misting system I feel like that's actually dialed in the way I would want it. Like that's comparable
sucks.
when it's comparable to the fog that I get with my foggers. Like you go in there and you feel it, and you wave your hand through it, it feels like the House of Hydro fog roughly.
Yeah. And those are the original nozzles. They've been running for like a month straight. I haven't changed them. I haven't done what I'm supposed to.
You just got them dialed in then.
And this is running off of straight well water.
You're probably going to have to clean them eventually, but...
Oh, yeah. I bought 2 more. No, they're only like $80. The nozzle itself, the part that screws in.
Yeah. And what, you just swap them out and then put the other one cleaner?
It's like it never happened.
Well, if you got hard water, you could just drop the other 2 in vinegar maybe and...
Maybe, yeah. They said I could do that.
Okay.
They literally, the instructions say to bang it on a table.
Do they?
Yeah, to get the minerals out.
Nice. That's my kind of instructions.
Yeah. I have them printed in the lab. And this is the other part that comes with the system when you buy the whole thing.
Oh, sorry, Smith.
The water comes in from the well into a filter.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, I was gonna say, you're good.
It comes into the filter, and then it comes out of that into a UV light filter.
I was going to ask how you were going to keep that clean of bacteria, but right there, UV filter.
It comes all from them.
Yeah.
From Hart Environmental.
Okay.
And then it goes to the room before it hits the nozzle. So I could even take it a step further and put RO.
Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, how much did a setup like this cost you?
The one room with everything you see was like $2,400, $2,500.
Okay.
Something like that.
So
that's everything.
That's like, yeah, this is definitely...
Except the little air hoses and water hose, but those are like pennies at Home Depot.
Yeah, so if I'm starting off, I go House of Hydro. Then whenever I upgrade, I can upgrade to a larger system like this.
I could... The original plan was to do House of Hydro here.
Oh, okay.
But then I realized that one tote may not have enough ass to get that room up, especially because that exhaust in there is just...
Well, it's ripped. You got...
That's on the low setting.
I was going to say, you got airflow, like you can feel it pulling on one side when you're standing there.
And I don't know if it's going to be enough cooling when the summer really hits either.
Right.
So...
Well, and the good news about this that I like over the fog is that you're pulling straight from the well. So you're pulling... Which isn't
ideal.
No, but you're pulling cold water.
Very cold.
Yeah, you're pulling cold, and it might heat up a little bit through the system, but by the time it gets there, like when we were putting my hands... It comes
out of the ground right there.
Yeah.
Like
when I was putting my hand up in the air, like that was cold water. So that means that that's actually lowering your temperature.
Correct.
Not just... You can't count on evaporation here where you live, because you live in Florida.
It's like 70 humidity.
Right. So that's not going to act like a swamp cooler, but just the temperature of that fog is going to radiate. Or it's going to, I guess the heat will join the water droplets, but it'll cool the air either way.
The system has been fantastic. The well was new, and this was actually the first water we flowed through it. So that very first filter was just...
nasty.
Immediately. Just
like red?
Thor, I still have to take off the float valve in the bucket to just knock out the minerals.
Yeah.
So it flows right again.
Yeah. Oh, because that little flapper valve, yeah.
Yeah,
that's on the inside.
It gets clogged.
Or was it a
And
float?
now instead of one bag every 6 seconds, it's one bag every like 15. So then I just take it out, and now it's like
and then it goes right back
brand new again. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to get that Thor on there too on film. again. I'm gonna. Here's the. Well, we'll talk about it more, but. All right, Joe. So I pulled up, and the first thing I see when I pull up to the farm is this monster right here. What is this?
That's Thor. That's the OG Thor. I don't know where it falls, but it's probably within the first 10 made or somewhere in there, first 10 or 20.
You're right.
Yeah, this was made right after the original. I don't even know. It might have been called Prometheus or something like that with the arm that's.
Oh, that was Thor 1.0. I think this is like Thor 1.2 or something.
Yeah, a little before Ben visited, he came up with this, and I was over the moon because at the time I was still handbagging, and it was a huge time sink. And I'm all about keeping morale high by making tasks easy for everybody. And other baggers just weren't affordable, at least for a small farmer. It wasn't realistic, and a lot of those equipments from other companies I view predatory. They take advantage of somebody who's very excited.
Gotcha.
And they make a crazy purchase that they can't afford, so their business, their dream, starts off in debt by a large margin that's going to take a long time.
And at our op, we call that the legitimacy trap. Where it's like, oh, I want the cool, fancy-looking thing.
Sure, and I did too.
Yeah, me too.
I'm a materialistic type person, like I'm the type of guy that buys a new motorcycle.
Sure.
Just because he feels like it, then immediately has buyer's remorse. And when you're starting out and you see all your idols on YouTube or whatever, and you see the equipment they have, you don't see the debt that they're in, you don't see any of the back-end stuff. So I was still bagging by hand because at the time I was on that Dave Ramsey stuff, so I didn't want to buy something crazy and go into debt for it. I wanted this to be a debt-free business. Thor came out and I finally caught wind of it, and it was only $2,000. It paid for itself in a month.
Oh yeah.
I spent, I think in the end it was like $2,200. I have to watch the video, the shipping. And it came assembled for the most part.
Yeah.
I only had to put like two things together. Like I had to put this in the pipe and then this wood over it.
Oh right.
And this wood over it, it doesn't even have to be there. I guess it kind of locks this in, but there's a piece of wood behind it that locks it in, so this doesn't even have to be there.
Yeah.
So it was really one maneuver.
And then this ended up being like what, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, why does yours look so weathered?
It survived 3 hurricanes.
3 hurricanes. Outdoors.
Yeah.
So I
covered it for 2.
Okay.
No, so this is a metal lean-to.
Yeah.
But where your camper is right now at the house, I had a carport that was just a tarp. So like the hollow metal with a tarp. A giant tarp. I just took that down. And my steamer barrel is where the connection is.
Oh yeah.
That tarp leaked because I have all those trees during hurricanes. Trees fall, would pierce that, water would pour in Thor. On 2 occasions, 2 of those hurricanes, I had to lean Thor over and literally spray water in it because all the pellets that I left in there had swollen.
Swollen from the water.
Actuate.
Oh dang.
And I'm like, oh god, I've ruined Thor with just being careless. I've hosed this thing out twice and it's made of wood. And everything just flushes out and it works as intended.
Not just wood, but it's like, what was that, plywood? Yeah, it's plywood.
Yeah, it's just... and all the pieces, a lot of the pieces under here are plywood.
Yeah.
So that you can't see where things actually...
The actual moving parts, yeah.
I have just treated Thor very poorly, and it has done nothing but treat me well.
I love these old wooden ones.
It's an abusive relationship.
For sure.
Thor doesn't leave me because deep down he might change.
God, it's terrible. However, I agree. Like I actually, I was telling you earlier, we got one of the timer-based models, but I had been give me one of the last ones off the line that was one of the wooden ones. Just number 1 for nostalgia, number 2 for backup, and number 3, I know no matter what happens down the road, I can repair these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thor made a process a lot simpler, where it would take us 3 hours handbagging, say, 100 blocks.
Yeah.
Now it's like an hour with cleanup.
With cleanup, yeah.
And that's very fast. And we've tweaked the process with Thor over time. I used to sit here and do this whole thing and hand it back, but this motion is a lot of just twisting with the back and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So what we do now is with 2 guys, nobody sits. One guy, well, I need to elevate it, make it even easier, but you just walk up, put the bag on, step on it, dump it, leave. The next guy comes behind you with a bag, does the same thing.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you don't even have the caster.
No.
That was before.
This didn't have casters.
Yeah.
Originally.
Dang.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, why it went up in price after you bought yours.
Sure. Well, you got different stuff on there, and the added benefit is I'm not exactly going to be in the NBA anytime soon. So the fact that this is so low, it's easy to load.
Yep. Well, we had you and Samantha stood back to back a minute ago. Same height, and Samantha. That's something like even the new models. So Ben's got the extensions for the new models, but like even the new models, Ben's kept that height so that if people want to have the sitting, at the sitting height, people can walk right up to it and just like even Samantha, who's 5'3", 5'4", can basically walk up with a 50-pound bag and just throw it on the edge and
That's
load it.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Other baggers, the more expensive ones, are so high up. You need some sort of rafter.
Yeah, or auger system.
Right. So if I need a rafter, I either A, have to have some sort of forklift. Again, we got to think about it from the average farm.
Right.
Right. I got to have a forklift if I want it to be efficient, right? So I need a scaffold behind my bagger.
Mm-hmm.
And then I need to get bags up there by the pallet.
Yep.
And if I don't or can't have that, I have to tote them up a freaking ladder or steps, all right? Not every mushroom farmer is a young, vibrant person. There's some people out there that are like disabled vets and stuff like that, or already had back problems or whatever. Going up steps with 50-pound sacks, 1 or, God forbid, 2 at a time, is just asking for trouble.
Absolutely.
I can do this right here.
Yep.
And I don't need a step. I used to use my sauna steamer as a step because it's trash, that's all it's good for, to make me taller. But this thing is perfect, and it fits through a residential door, so if you're growing in your basement like your early videos, you could get it anywhere you want.
That was it, yeah. Ben said that it would fit through a residential size door as is, but if you wanted to fit it through a basement residential size door, you had to take the water system off. But then other than that, you just put it back on whenever it went through the basement residential door.
And this just slides in. It's not held by anything other than a couple pieces of wood. So this part here.
Once they're screwed in, I guess they.
Yeah, it's just pieces of wood that keep it.
Yeah.
Like this. And that's it. The whole thing slides out. When I received it, it was as you see it, just laying down on a pallet, and this part wasn't inserted. It was like next to it to make it fit on the pallet.
Yeah.
But you just slide it in, and any cons I've had with Thor that I listed in my original video have been negated with the new Thor. So
when you were talking about like where it ejects all this,
it makes a mess of things. Yeah, and we have to clean up each time and save as many pellets as we can.
But you did say that you got a trench out back now that you're filling up with that. So what'd you call that? You said you ended up turning something into a feature.
No, it's a feature of Thor. Yeah. The negative of Thor was it spit pellet, but it's a feature because now you can fill trenches, holes in your property.
That's right.
It's free dirt.
The mess is, just put a bin under there. But
it's free dirt. But Thor was along with the trough, flow hood. Those were the best investments I made. I couldn't function without it. Handbagging only. Only when you're in the honeymoon phase of your business where you don't care about something like that.
Yeah, but when you got a family dinner to get to or something to do or a kid to take trick-or-treating and you're sitting there going, why am I working 6 hours handbagging?
We can't spend that much time doing stuff.
And it's crazy to me that they're now making them, like I said, I'm still a sucker for the old Thors, the wooden ones, but the ones they're doing now with the fiberglass and the metal frames, and it's still like $2,500 shipped or something like that, or 27.
There's so many money pits when it comes to equipment that you could traps.
Yep.
Predatory traps. This just isn't one of them. It's actually priced fair, and it does what it's supposed to do. I think a lot of people stress too much about how perfect the amount of water that has to come out. What is this range, like an ounce or two off, like every now and then? One bag will be 10.2, the next one 10.6.
Have you noticed a difference in your grow room with that?
No.
No, I haven't either. The timer-based ones fluctuate slightly more than the volumetric, and even then, somebody was asking me, well, how do you know every bag? Like, I don't check every bag. We check the first bag and the last bag, and then that's usually pretty much it. Sometimes we don't even check the last bag. We just check to make sure the first couple of bags are good. And that's really only when we switch substrates. So, because now we're using the instead of so you're using pine and what's this over here?
Soy hulls.
Soy hulls. So we were using hardwood fuel pellets and oat hulls with ours, but we switched to soy for about a pallet there for a time. So just when we did that, we just changed the timers up and stuff.
The only time I have a problem with Thor is if we got the music going and no one's looking in the hopper for a while.
Oh, it starts getting light.
Like a light bag. That's the only time. And sometimes if I'm not here, the guys might just send it.
Right.
And then now.
Then you go in and you're like, "What's this soapy shit?"
No, it's so stupid. The water is always perfect.
Yeah.
So, but that's the only time. So now I have a rule where every table we fill, that's your indication to check the hopper.
There you go.
It doesn't always fall to the center, so sometimes we have to kind of like give it an aid.
Yeah.
But again, if we're having to do this, that's your cue that you should start dumping more bags in anyways.
Exactly. Fill it up. That's why we just kind of stopped scooping it so much and just went ahead and put another bag in. So.
Yeah. I'm gonna buy the new Thor eventually.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting rid of it.
No, I wouldn't. I'd keep it back.
I thought about doing a video of like a send off, like lighting it on fire, and then going, "Oh shit, we need that!" And then like cue music, and we're like extinguishing it. And now we got a burnt Thor that's been through 3 hurricanes and it's been on fire.
If you do that, you have to let me come down and film it.
We can do it today if you want.
I'm at the beach.
If we burn it too long, though, we don't get the footage fast enough.
Well, that's true. Well, that's one way I can help get a sale. Maybe I can get a commission on that one. Well, Joe, thank you for showing me.
Of course.
Yeah, man.